Good morning. Let me see if everything is working. Alright. Takes about 12 seconds to hear myself. That's an annoying delay. But just as I start streaming, I get a message from my supervisor. Hello, Mask, how you doing? Okay. I did that. Remember that interview I mentioned yesterday? I did it. They said basically it's such a weird thing, right? I got a link saying here's your job interview, right? And you click on it and you answer 3 questions. Each question you have 30 seconds to read it. There's a timer counting down from 30, and then it starts recording you. And then you got a minute to record yourself answering the question. This is the weirdest interview I've ever done in my life. Hello, AFL Round, how you doing? Hello, Mr. Cat, how you doing? So I went for all favourites and I got 4 out of 8. So I'm never going all favourites ever again in my life. Okay, because it felt like the most obvious round and it just wasn't. So yeah, got the Lions wrong, which I'm happy with because I like the Lions and I wanted them to win. And it's good that they got only their second win now. Hopefully they can pick up. They had a slow start last year as well, but this year is even worse than last year's start. Last year they won 2 of their first 4 and they still beat some big teams. This year, lost at home twice already. Not a good start, but this is a good win. We'll see how they do next week against Geelong. It's a must win as well, I think. Bulldogs Essendon. I thought the Dogs would win. I was convinced by that, but Essendon proved me wrong there. Fair enough. Giants St Kilda only just got it right, so I could have got that wrong as well. Carlton Adelaide, once again, just like Brisbane, happy to get it wrong because I like Adelaide. I want them to do well, and they haven't won yet. Excuse me. They hadn't won a game yet, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Because I had a lot of faith in them this season to do really well, and then suddenly they're just not doing well. I'm just like, what's going on here? So I'm very glad that they finally got their win. So hopefully that they push on from there, and hopefully they are not as bad as they have been in the first 4 games. Gold Coast beating Hawthorn, that was probably the most obvious one of the round, to be honest. Excuse me. Actually, it wasn't the most obvious one. It was the second most obvious one. We'll get to the most obvious one in a second. Then you got Port v Freo. Port only just won as well. Freo were ahead for a lot of it. Port got a couple key goals at the end, just about enough. They got a bit lucky, I feel, but it is what it is. And then you get the most obvious result of the round, Geelong smashing North Melbourne. That was going to happen. Maybe not by a margin that big, but like we all knew that was happening. Apart from a few nut jobs that tipped North Melbourne. And then this one, flipping the worst team in the comp just beat Richmond. Flip's sake. Flip's sake. we got North Melbourne next week, so, you know, if we lose that, oh boy, we might be looking at a spoon. I should have brought an actual spoon out to make a joke or something. But yeah, for the most part, I'm annoyed that I got 4 out of 8. But at the same time, I'm happy to see at least a couple of those that I got wrong. Like, I'm happy to see Adelaide and Brisbane win. So, you know, there is some sort of consolation there. I kind of wish Freo won as well, even though that would have cost me more tips. But, yeah. Hello, Luke. Hello, Sis and Bro. AFL Legend got 5 out of 8. West Coast thrashed Richmond. Freo in trouble. Outscored. Yeah, Freo should have won that game, man. Freo should have won that game. Hello, I'm Brandon. How are you doing? You sure lots of people went for favourites? Yeah, lots of people did, but still, like the fact that it rarely ever happens, the fact that I thought it happened the second round in a row, was very stupid of me. Went all favourites in the wrong round. Got the Lions right. You tipped Eagles? Okay, fair enough. I think a few people did, actually. A few people did change to Eagles. The fact we lost to Richmond is pretty bad. Excuse me. Blues versus Giants this round. Yeah, that's a big game. Imagine if Freo loses, they can't outscore Eagles next week. We'll see what happens. You know quite a few people who tipped Hawks. Carlton should make the list for not failing to beat a winless team and not creating five frames throwing down. You mean you tried to tell me Richmond are shocking? Yeah, but they were playing West Coast. And they also beat Sydney this season. I thought, oh, they'll do something good. Bloomin' heck. That's not the case, mate. You'll beat North, don't worry. I hope so, mate. Jeez. You know for a fact that many people are rich after the Eagles win. Waterman kicked 6. He was 101 for 1. But for 6 goals, many happy people. Hello, Thomas. How you doing? Well, it's been quite eventful, hasn't it? Yeah, it's the fact that I only just got the Giants game right as well. But yeah, the Giants and Geelong. When did the Giants play Geelong? I'm curious. Let me go look at this. I want to go look at when the Giants played Geelong. I'm just going to look at the Giants fixtures because they seem like the real deal. But so did Geelong. You know what? Yeah, no, we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do that. Carlton, Brisbane. Okay, these are some. They both got some big games here. Giants v Brisbane, Geelong. What, bro? What's going on here? They set this up, guys. Look at this. It's fixed. Both the next 2 games are Carlton and Brisbane. What a shock! Excuse me. See, look at this Carlton bias right here. It's not a GMHBA, even though it's a Geelong home game. How dare you? This ain't the finals yet. This is an interesting fixture list, you know. Carlton and Brisbane are very involved in this. It's also an opportunity for them as well, to be fair, because if they win those games against the top 2, then it can change the tide. Then you got, it's very interesting. Giants have got Sydney away. Geelong got Melbourne at the MCG. Geelong got Port. I think Geelong win that game. Essendon, Giants at Marvel. The next few games for these 2 teams are very interesting. When do they play each other? They play each other round 11. Okay. I'm very excited for this game already, even if they lose a few games before then. That should be very interesting. Richmond West Coast is not much better than the other. Yeah. Apart from the game that just happened, before this, West Coast were much worse than Richmond. Like it wasn't even close. Richmond actually looked competitive in some games. West Coast just thrown about every game. Obviously, this game changes that, but like before this game, a Richmond tip made a lot more sense. You feel like Saints are a sleeper team. Once they get their stars back from injury, they're potentially upset some teams. They lost 3 games back and panned 12 points. Isn't that bad? Yeah, but losing is still losing at the end of the day. Richmond did have half their team out through injuries. True. Your game plan was so bad. You can filter Davidoff and Geelong together. Yeah. I assumed I read that comment quite late. Don't get you started with the defence. Geelong round 11. I had no clue about that. Jeez. Guess they might both be 10-0 by then. That'd be pretty cool. Similar to when Melbourne played Western Bulldogs in 2021, when they were both dominating the league, and they both ended up in the grand final anyway. It's an equaliser. It's a GMHBA. Geelong at home, but GWS win there all the time. Gino's probably prefer to play Geelong and Geelong instead of Sydney. Can't lose there. True. The Giants always win at GMHBA. You still think you need to see how the Cats go against top sides. Definitely very impressive start of the year. Yeah, the Giants have won a lot of games at GMHBA. Richmond were one trick pony, that was beating Sydney. Yeah, they were still... Why did I close that tab? For flip's sake. I'm always closing the wrong... Okay. Here's what I mean. There you go. Okay, so Richmond got smashed in the first game. Fair enough. So did the Eagles in round one, obviously. Richmond only just losing by a few points to Carlton, but then again, that was partly Carlton just kind of letting them. Carlton, I feel like, weren't trying hard enough that game. So at some points, anyway. The Eagles are just getting smashed by a lot more. 65-76 compared to 30 and a 5-point win against Sydney. In fairness, Sydney only beat West Coast by 26, but still, losing by 7, losing by 39. It was obviously okay. That's the Richmond game, but like before this game, I would say the Richmond were just playing better even when they lost. That's just what I'm saying. But now this game changes things. Now it's just like, okay, Richmond might be pretty bad, but before that game, West Coast were much worse. I just that's just how I feel. That's just how I feel. And this game they could have won as well, for flip's sake. I'm just trying to avoid a Hawk Spooner, to be honest. So I wanted Richmond to win that, and no, I wanted Richmond to win that, for flip's sake. Excuse me. Still not as good as St Kilda versus Geelong round 14, 2009, the best home and away game. Richmond did play very well against us, especially with that pressure, but how they lost to West Coast now. Anyway, let me tip round 6. That's the point of this video. Right. Interesting. I feel like the Bulldogs are being underestimated here. My eyes were on a Bulldogs win in this round. I'll get back to this one because the Saints, they've been fairly close in a lot of games. Adelaide, I'm going to go for the win against Essendon. Collingwood versus Port. I can't see Port Adelaide. I mean, I can see it, though. I can see it. The Magpies aren't that good this year. No, I'm sticking with... I don't know. I feel like this could go either way. I feel like it can go either way. Okay, I'll stick with Collingwood for now. I'm gonna go Giants to beat Carlton. I'll go Brisbane to beat Geelong. I reckon they can do this. All right, they just got to maintain their maintain for a whole game. They've not been able to do that yet. I feel like they've, even against Melbourne, they slipped away last quarter, but they just had enough of a lead at the end anyway. I'm going to go Freo to beat West Coast. I am not brave enough to go for West Coast win, but I think it's possible. I did actually say at the start of the season that they will beat West Coast. So they got two... Sorry, I said at the start of the season that West Coast would beat Freo, but they got 2 chances to do that, so they win the other game. Sydney against Gold Coast. Sydney, I think, will win that one, especially at the SCG. And, wow, Hawthorn are actually favourites against North. Hawthorn are actually favourites against North. I'm going to go against my team. Why? Because I genuinely think we could mess up against North. I genuinely think that could happen. Yeah, I'll go for North and I'll go for the Bulldogs. All right, Bulldogs by 15. That's not as smooth as usual. All right, those are my tips. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. The Gold Coast used to be Sydney and SCG. They've done it twice, but both years Sydney were not as good as they are now. But then again, Gold Coast are better than they were back then, but still, I can't see that happening this year. Yeah. So I've gone for Western Bulldogs by 15 against the Saints. I've gone for the Crows, the Magpies, the Giants, the Lions, Freo, Sydney, and North Melbourne. Could easily be a 0. That's not going to be a 0. What are you talking about? There's no 0. Sydney 100% winning. So I'll get 1. I'll get 1. Like Sydney Western Bulldogs, that could go either way. I feel. Adelaide losing to Essendon can happen. That can happen, especially the way Adelaide have played most of the season. But I'm giving them hope, giving them faith after their win against Carlton. Collingwood, Port Adelaide, that could go either way. I'm surprised it's only 29% at Port Adelaide, to be honest, because I feel like that'd be quite a close game. The Giants, they've been winning every game. Yes, Carlton will be tough for them, but I think they can overcome the Blues challenge at Marvel Stadium. Are the Giants even bad at Marvel Stadium? I feel like they're better there than the MCG. Or is that the Lions? I mean, it's definitely the Lions, but I feel maybe the Giants are the same. I don't know. Brisbane beating Geelong. Well, Geelong obviously they won every game so far, so I can see why you would tip them. But again, I'm putting a bit of faith in Brisbane. Winning the last 2 games, momentum can be good. And at the Gabba, if they can reignite last year's Gabba factor, then they'll be tough to beat. But Geelong winning can definitely happen. That can happen. The Western Derby, West Coast could win. You never know. But I'm going for Freo. Sydney, I think, will beat Gold Coast. I know Gold Coast are much better now, but I think Sydney will beat them. And I'm going to go North to beat Hawthorn. I hope the last one is wrong. So, yeah. Could go well. Could go badly. Excuse me. It's just hard to get a 0 out of 0. It's getting 9 out of 9. Gold Coast are playing very well too. GWS ended Carlton's 9-game winning streak last year and the last round away comfortably. If West Coast kick 100 points, Freo can't score that much. Yeah, but what if they don't hit 100 points? That is the question. See, I am sitting here tempted to change the Collingwood tip. Because I can see Port Adelaide putting it off. I can see that realistically happening. But I don't know if I want to do it because I've already gone for 2 underdogs. I'm not counting Giants as one. I'm not counting that as an underdog. I count it as a 50-50, even though it's not 50-50 quite clearly. But Western Bulldogs and North, according to tippers, are the underdogs. That's what I've gone with. So I feel like going for a third one. Then again, 4 underdogs won in the round that just happened. So it was almost 5 as well, St Kilda. So you never know. I feel like I've dropped in the comp. I was like 2nd, I think. I am now 14th. That's deserved. That's deserved. Hey, this guy got 3. What? Must have been 2nd in 2 rounds ago then. It must have been. It must have been 2 rounds ago. It wasn't last round. 3, 5, 4. We got 6 max team in it. Why can't I see this max team? Why can't I? For flip's sake. Okay, let's look at their tips. There's max team in it. He tipped Lions, Dogs, Giants, Carlton, Gold Coast. But no, is this round 6? Bro, I'm very confused. Why can't I see his tips? No, he did. No. These were. Why do his tips look so similar to the rest? Oh yeah, because he tipped the Eagles. That's why. Okay, that's why. Yeah, because everyone got like 5 or whatever. So yeah, he got 6. No more 6s. Wow, 2 people got 6 in the top 33. 2 people got more than 5 in the top 33. The top 50. 2 people in the top 50 got 6. There's only 57 people here. 2 people in the top. 2 people got 6 on the entire comp. No one's got 7. No one's got 7. That's bad. Damn, this would have been an opportunity for someone to just go for, underdog mania. Oh my days. Alright, so I'm 14th. 2 tips away from the 2nd. I'll take that. Considering I got 4, I'll take that. Could be an opportunity though. North could beat Hawks because of Marvel. The only people who have tipped at this point of the round are people who tipped the entire season before the games were played, not accurate, most people tip on Thursday. Yeah, true, but I don't imagine it'll change that much. They should really tell us like how many people tipped. I think that would be an interesting feature. Yeah, the Gauntlet starts soon. That's next round. Shall I see who I want to go for, actually? Do I start strong or do I start with a risky one? That is the question. So, looking in, I'm not taking a risk on that Wednesday game. Or even Anzac Day. You never know how that could go. The other Anzac Day game. Maybe I could stick on Port Adelaide. Because Port Adelaide are a bit inconsistent in terms of like throughout the season. they don't hold it for a whole season. They do well for a large period and they drop off. So it might, and they're not like this season. They've been okay. So I feel like dropping it on them first would be a good move. Not risking it on that one. Geelong, Carlton, you never know, could pull something off though. Freo Bulldogs, I'm not risking that one either. Gold Coast, West Coast. I need to. You got to wait till West Coast play Hawthorn or North, I guess, to take a risk with them. Yeah, I would stick it on Port Adelaide. Just am have I got the right mindset, guys? I feel like Port Adelaide's the best one there to go for in the Gauntlet. Because every other one looks like more like that seems like the least risky one of the entire thing. At least to me, anyway. To me, it seems like Port's the least risky one there. I don't know. I don't support. I don't think they're like. I don't think they're a top 4 team either. So I feel like I'm still saving some top teams there. I feel like that's good. I feel like that's a good balance. The Gauntlet tipper will be tipping either Suns or Eagles. Why? The Suns will win more games than that. Go Gold Coast. Should I start up Gold Coast? Go for Hawthorn. Yeah, okay, Mr. Cat. He's trying to make me lose, so he wins the Gauntlet. I see your tricks, Mr. Cat. Alright, so I see either Gold Coast or Port. The only reason I was thinking not to do Gold Coast is because I feel like they win more games anyway. It's not like they're hopeless. I might change it next week. I'm gonna select it now. I put it on Gold Coast. All right. Well, these are my tips. It would be funny if I did a poll. Should I change this tip to Port Adelaide? But then, I feel like, maybe you guys would say something just to trick me into doing it, and then, but I don't know. But my mind is thinking, maybe Port might be Collingwood. Maybe. That's my mind is going there. Do Richmond? No, I'm not against Melbourne. I'm not. Because that game could go either way. It could be a close game, but I can't. I'm not risking it on that. Ravinho isn't here. He might arrive. Change my Port and North. I'm not changing my North tip, mate. I don't have enough faith in Hawthorn. Gold Coast is the people's first stadium, well, Metricon. They had a buy round this week, right, Collingwood? I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, it did. Obviously, I know what happened in the first 3 games. With Collingwood anyway. Port Adelaide beat West Coast and West Coast and Richmond, sorry, at the start of the season. So not like huge impressive wins. They did beat Brisbane and Gabba. Brisbane also lost every game. Port only just lost to Melbourne, but that was at home as well. Smashed Essendon. Collingwood just beat Hawthorn. That has to be pointed out there. Whose wins are more impressive here? Every Collingwood win is like, it's not that impressive. What, West Coast, Richmond, no wins Brisbane and Hawthorn. That's their wins, yeah? But then Port only just beat Freo. They were struggling in that one, but they smashed Essendon. Lost to Melbourne by a few. You know what? Screw it. Screw it. Port Adelaide. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. Wait. Have I done it? I don't know. Now, let me do that again. Because Port Adelaide's wins on that. Because what? They beat West Coast. So I misread it for a second. I was reading Collingwood's fixtures as Port Adelaide. Let me go through that again. Right, so Collingwood lost the first 3 games. They were smashed in all 3, okay? But they beat Brisbane, who had lost no games. Who had won no games, sorry. Port beat West Coast, beat Richmond. Not impressive. Get out of here. So no impressive wins so far. Port lost to Melbourne, and they smashed Essendon. That Essendon game was impressive. Collingwood only just beat Hawthorn. Port only just beat Freo. This is the one win where that was actually impressive out of the 2 teams. Oh my days! Right, I'm sticking with Port. I'll stick with Port. I can't decide between the 2. What's my predicted top 4? Give me a sec. GWS Geelong. Ooh. Sydney Melbourne. GWS Geelong, Sydney Melbourne. In that order. No. Geelong first. Geelong Minor Premiers. GWS. Sydney Melbourne. There's the order. Geelong, GWS, Sydney Melbourne. That's what's happening. Okay, that's my prediction now. It's changed from my original line of prediction for sure because I put Geelong like 13th or something. Yeah, this is what I've gone for. Okay, the Bulldogs 15 points. Okay, Adelaide, Port Adelaide, GWS, Brisbane, Freo, Sydney, and North Melbourne. That is a lot of non-Victorian teams I got winning there. That's a lot of non-Victorian teams I've got winning there. It's just, yeah. We shall see how that goes. Before I go, read a few comments and then I'll be off. But thanks to everyone for watching. Excuse me. So Luke is in 4th. That's cool. Can I use a joker at the end of the round? David, how have Arsenal gave you that low confidence to tip against my team? Bro, if you've seen some of the things I've seen Arsenal do in the past 20 years, you might understand. Got to pick Eagles, North, Eagles or Hawks, Suns, Eagles. If you predict Hawthorn to be Essendon and lose to North, pick a Premiership contender a certain defeat. I read that one. Pretty good at the Gauntlet. I don't doubt that, Mr. Katz. do stupid idiots on videos paying accounts. As if I think he got enough attention in the one I just did. I got another one coming. It'll be in the morning for you guys. That's actually like it's recorded before the Sunday games, so it's a bit like, oh, I'm just putting people on the list for their predictions in round 5, and round 5 is not over yet. Even though it's actually over now, but the video is recorded before it was over. Too bad the Gauntlet didn't start this round. North Hawks the perfect first game. Is it? Is it? Have fun falling down the tipping cup after Hawks win. I mean, I'll be happy that Hawks win, to be honest. You reckon I secretly go for Adelaide? No, I am a Hawthorn fan. But the teams I like the most after Hawthorn are Adelaide, Freo, Brisbane and Melbourne. The order has changed multiple times. At the moment it is Brisbane, and then Freo, then Adelaide and Melbourne. And then the Bulldogs right just after that. If I was to do like a tier list, Bulldogs would be like 6th. Yes, meme number. Who are you predicted top 4 at the moment? Oh yeah, I just said that. Collingwood undefeated since David stopped attending matches. Yeah, unfortunately. You think the MCG factor gives Pies the edge? Yeah, maybe it does. I'll get at least 7 if I change my last tip. I'm not going to change it. You find it's best not to change your tip for any reason. Once you might get it right, but when you lose because of it, it's like did in the Hawks Crows years ago. You'll be too angry. No Brisbane. What do you mean no Brisbane? Not even mentioning Carlton, meaning he's trying to hide his cut. What are you talking about? So do you know his chance to get the minor premiership now? Surely we beat North. I mean, I want us to beat North, but I have a severe lack of faith. So I'm going to stick with my North tip for now. No joke, in 2022 you lost in the last round from the Gauntlet. You tipped Geelong, you think they'll win the minor premiership. North was a team you couldn't find a win for them. Why is there 2 Mr. Cats? Is there? There's an imposter of you. Shall I try and fix this? I don't want to ban the wrong one. I could actually go on my channel and like go on the main stream. That's the 11:30 alarm. Mr. Cat, which one isn't you? Okay. So, Mr. Cat, I assume this is you, right? 141 subscribers. My cat thinks you're cool. But that's the wrong yaw, mate. That's the wrong yaw. You prick. And this one I assume isn't you. This one isn't you, right? What do you reckon? Well, what we saying? The 141 is you, right? Streaming so long, 2 alarms went off. How many games do I see going either way? The first one, the second one, the third one, the fourth one, the fifth one. All of them except Sydney. All of them. I'm confident Sydney will win. All right. It would be funny if I got everything right except for Sydney now. Now that I've said that. Alright, I have banned the other Mr. Cat. hopefully the real Mr. Cat is still here, and I've not banned the wrong one. I had banned the one that has a random username. Hey guys, look at this. Revideo has commented, there has never been a more secure, authentic and fair poll in the history of polls. I'm not sure about that one, Chief. I'm not sure about that one, Chief. My word. The last 2 weeks have been poor against Richmond and West Coast too. Anyway, yeah. I've never got a 0 in my life, and I refuse to accept that we'll get one. So, this is your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. We've been live 36 minutes just to do 9 tips. But it's been fun. Goodbye. That's the wrong one, sorry. I meant this. There you go. Goodbye. Now I'm meant to mute.